Hey there, every-nyaaan. It is I, Ceylon Cross, your local cat slime, and I am back. I am back. I survived Snowmageddon 2026. We got maybe like 10 inches of snow here. It's hard to tell because it is just so wispy and light. The snow just drifts everywhere. So it's still just an absolute lot. If you hear any rumbling in the background, that's probably snow plows going up and down the road behind me. Not much I can do about that. So I've got myself some nice tea and some water, and I am ready to do some nice cozy streams today to warm up after having to unearth my car from way too much snow. Way too much snow. I hope everyone has been safe. For those on the east coast of the US, don't go anywhere if you don't have to, basically. So what are we doing today? Well, yesterday we spontaneously did the Pauper challenge, and we got our butts kicked. It's possible we could have gone like 2-3, but I'm still kind of hung up over the mistake I made during our mono red matchup, which means that we just lost. We went and ended up dropping after 5 rounds. We went 1-4. Sad face. But the Pauper challenges on Magic Online are full of much more dedicated competitive players. So they are bringing the big guns to that challenge, and we were just kind of derping around, trying our best. Don't get me wrong, I was definitely trying my best, but I'm not a grinder. Did it because literally I was snowed in, couldn't do much about it. So what does that bring us to today? Well, after using a lot of brain power to try and face down sweaty individuals yesterday, we're going to do just a bunch of 2-mans today. I'm not I don't have the money to go into a league currently, but we are going to go into some 2-mans today with some interesting brews that have come down the pipeline. I did not make these brews. I'll let that be known. I am not taking credit for these decks. But I've seen these decks pop up either on MTG Goldfish 5.0s or on YouTube or Twitter or Reddit. I forget exactly which one was which, but these look really cool. They are using some new cards or some new strategies that have come out in the last month or so, especially with the lessons package now getting, it's possible that we can actually do like a wish board in Pauper. How cool is that? So the first one we're going to start out with today is Selesnya counters. This one is using a whole bunch of creatures that enter the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on them, and then when they die, they move their counters to other creatures. So it's like modular from Darksteel, but instead of it having to go onto an artifact creature, it can go onto any other creature. So things like Faithful Watchdog can get huge. Things like Duskshell Crawler give all of our creatures essentially trample. Enoch Bondkin gives all of our creatures first strike. And then we play a bunch of spells that proliferate. We're running Smell Fear, which is a fight spell that also proliferates. Thirsting Roots helps fix our mana as well as proliferate. We've got some really techie cards here. Evolution Witness is just super good. So every time you proliferate on it, you can just return another permanent back to your hand. So the weenie strategy can go long if you hit one of these guys. Now, in my opinion, I feel like there should be a third one main deck. We have the 2 in the side, which is an interesting choice from the list that I found. There is something to be said for perhaps cutting a single land to put one in the main, since we do have Thirsting Roots to otherwise help us with land drops. And again, our curve is like super low. We have so many 1-drops and so many 2-drops that hitting that 3rd land or 4th land is really not terrible. But I digress. And then we have Nyxborn Hydra. So cool story here is that even if an opponent, let's say, removes an Iron Apprentice or a Servant of the Scale, when it dies, it can then go onto the Nyxborn Hydra that was bestowing it. Because at that exact moment, it then becomes a creature and it can just grow the Hydra. Pretty nifty. So you can play a Hydra early or play it like sort of medium or late game and still get plenty of value off of it. And then of course we have our wish board, our lesson board. Guiding Voice gives us a singular proliferate, essentially proliferate one dude. And then we can learn to grab a temporary removal spell to get rid of a blocker for a bit, like Airbending Lesson. We can get naturalize effects like Origin of Metal Bending, as well as an additional sort of protection spell. Art of Tea is this deck's sort of life gain bit. It's possible this should be, there's one from Strixhaven that does like gain 4 life, unless that's the learn card. Here we go. It's Cram Session. That's what I'm thinking of. So this one would also learn. So we can't tutor for this specifically. That's probably why we're not running it. But yeah, it's kind of neat. And then we have a usual selection here of other just really good cards we may need for certain matchups. Relic Progendus for our graveyard strats that we need to get rid of. Thraben Charm, another thing to bring in versus things like Boggles and Heroic, also graveyard strategies. Weather the Storms, we got a full play set here, which we would bring in against Burn. And then Evolution Witness for just sort of like the really attrition-y decks. We're talking like Grixis Affinity, we're talking Golgari Gardens and stuff like that. So Golgari Gardens is really tough no matter what you're doing. Essentially, you have to like not be playing creatures for you to beat them, which is hard. But anyway, we're going to take this into the 2-mans and play a bunch of games with it. And then we're going to try another deck, which I have in here. It is a Gates deck. We have a Selesnya Gates deck, which we're going to try, which I saw recently on the 5.0 lists, and looks very spicy, looks very interesting. So we'll get to that one when we get to it. All right, first and foremost, we'll go into the 2-mans here. Let me change the deck over real quick to our Selesnya counters. And we'll create a custom match here. There we go. And I'll go ahead and pick out our match screen. Yeah. Looks like things got moved around a bit when the client updated. There we go. All right. We won the die roll. That's good. Ooh, okay. So we have a slow hand. We don't have any turn 1 or turn 2 creatures, really. Nyxborn Hydra, I really don't consider that. This would be like a late game hand, but I don't think that's really what we want to do. Let's mulligan and try to get something a little bit better. All right, this is slightly better. We can keep this. What can we do here? So we have 1, 2, our three drops here, essentially. I think we're going to get rid of the Nyxborn Hydra. I like the idea of having mana. And we'll just see what our opponent is up to. Pass turn. Crossforge Bridge. All right, so it's possible this is a Jund deck. It is also possible that this is something like Grixis Affinity. I've seen a lot of people go around trying to do more of the Jund Wildfire build recently. Let's see what we got here. Black Mage's Rod. All right, so this is telling me it's probably Grixis Affinity. Maybe, possibly. We shall see. All right, let's Outlast. And what do I want to do here? We'll just bounce a forest. Get in with our first striker. Ichor Wellspring, all right. Yeah, looks like it's a Grixis Affinity type build. Yeah, I don't see them wanting to block with that anytime soon. Let's pick a creature that I control, shall we? Very nice. Oh? Oh yeah, it is a 2, isn't it? Whatever. Whatever. And we'll bring back a Plains. Get in there for 4. Probably could have done it with the Bondkind. Kept our dude around, but whatever. Ooh, I like this deck. Yeah, I do too. Hello there, Ben. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. All right, Mirror Enforcer down. All right. I think I'm just going to get in there with the Iron Apprentice. If they have a Galv Blast for it, that's whatever. Oh, they have the Galv Blast for that, huh? Yeah, see, this is why I'm doing this in the 2-mans. I probably should have just attacked with the Enoch Bondkin. No, well, now we're trading a Mirror Enforcer for that, so I'm not terribly upset. We unfortunately have no gas, and opponent probably has a bunch of action in their hand. This is the reason why I was like, we could probably cut a land for an Evolution Witness in the main. Or some sort of card advantage. I don't know what kind of card advantage I would do here, but card advantage would be great nonetheless. Yeah, we're just going to concede here. It's possible that something like Winding Way would be... Oh, what? Yeah, Evolution Witness would be great here. They just decided to scoop it up. So let's go back to the deck real quick here. So like I was saying, I was thinking of cutting a couple of lands for stuff and things. It is possible that it is just better. Let's see. So let's say I chop those 2. I think cutting 2 might be wrong. Removal spell, removal spell. I think if we do that. So what do we have here, eh? So we have this many creatures, right? So we have that many creatures, this many whatever. Hi there, have you gathered any magic yet? A little bit. Just a little bit, Toucan. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm trying to think what would be a good... Would Winding Way be the right one? Because Winding Way at least gets us like some more potential hits. We don't exactly have the most creature dense package here. Malevolent Rumble just doesn't feel right though. Malevolent Rumble just feels bad. Let's try Winding Ways. And we'll try that. I don't think I want to cut anything else. Evolution Witness is still pretty good as a singleton once you get that out there. It's pretty nice. Let's try this in another match. Yeah. All right. What do we got? Do we win the die roll? We won the die roll. Phenomenal. All right. So we're a little bricked here. We have a turn 1 and turn 2 play, but then we need that other color. I think I'm gonna mulligan to try and get something a little bit better. This looks slightly better. I'm gonna keep this. What do we get rid of, huh? I think we get rid of Blossoming Sand. All right. Play Bond Warden. Bond Warden into Faithful Watchdog. Seems nice. Swamp. Carrion Feeder, okay. Very interesting. Can't exactly block with the Carrion Feeder just yet. Get a Faithful Watchdog down. Next turn we can play a Bondkin. Ooh, that's pretty good. Let's see, what do I want to do here, huh? Freedom Charm is nice. Let's see here. think I want a Thraben Charm to kill one of these guys off the bat here, and I think it might be the Sacrifice dude. I'm not sure our opponent did that the way they were hoping to. Yeah, they... Oh, nope, they just rage quit the match. Okay. Seems legit. Hey there, Serby. Trying out the +1/+1 deck. Yeah, we got our Selesnya counters deck going here. Already made a couple tweaks. Nothing super crazy here, but just trimmed a couple of lands and the 2 Hydras to add in a place of Winding Ways. This might not be the correct card draw for the deck, but we definitely do need card draw in this deck. All right, so this hand actually doesn't look absolutely horrible. So we can, like, turn 1 Iron Apprentice, turn 2 get off planes. We are on the draw as well. Let's keep it. Right now we're just doing 2-mans. I kind of blew all my money yesterday on the challenge. So we're going to get some reps in and try to get the hang of this deck and one of the other decks. All right, all right. Let's get Iron Apprentice down. Troll of Khazad-dûm. All right. Haunted Mire. Interesting. Hunter's Blowgun. Okay, so we're going up against Turbo Fog, I guess. Not exactly great. Let's put that on you. So they're going to get like a Crypt Rats and put on Hunter's Blowgun. That's interesting. Do they just have it? Spring Bloom Druid. Fascinating. All right. I'd really like the guiding voice here. I feel like that might be importante. How much does that cost to equip? It costs 2. Yeah, let's proliferate. Colony Garden, okay. Again, this is some sort of gardens variant. Haven't seen Spring Bloom Druid used before, so this is very weird. What? Yoke of the Damned. Man, I haven't played this since I first started playing Magic. When a creature dies, destroy enchanted creature. Okay. Yoke of the Damned. Wow. There's blowgun. Sure. I'm curious here. Let's Winding Way, but I'm going to choose land. Oh, man. All right. So they have a reach creature, huh? I think I'm totally okay with this. Let's go send in for 3. Do you use Magic the Gathering online a lot? I use it at least every week. I'm pretty proficient with it, although sometimes I do derp and I get things wrong. Harvest Worm, what is going on here? When this creature enters, sacrifice it unless you return a basic land card from your graveyard to your hand. Fascinating. Stinkweed Imp. Dredge? Why Hunter's Blowgun, though? I want to create an account, and it's asking me for my real name. Is this normal? I believe it is. Sadistic Glee. What? I have no idea what's going on with our opponent's deck here. This is kind of crazy. I actually don't remember. It's been a while since I've created my account. Wow, what do we have here? Permanent, huh? I think the real name is just because there are essentially microtransactions on the platform. There's a store. You can buy tickets, you can buy packs and whatnot. So it's probably just for that. But your username doesn't have to be your real name, as one can see here. I'm just Slime MTG instead of Ceylon. What do I do here? I'm curious. All right, another colony garden. Probably getting in with the, not getting in with the imp. Fascinating. So we have a star pupil and a crawler. Let's adapt. And we'll get back a Dusk Shell. Alrighty. Very interesting. Attack with you and just you. All right. This is going to be interesting. Their own evolution witness. Huh. Sure. Getting back troll or yoke? They're getting back yoke at the damned. Interesting. I'm probably going to put it on my own evolution witness if I had to guess. Okay. Wow, we've hit, I think we've hit every forest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 forests in the deck. And we've hit 6 of them. That's wild, dude. The variance is terrible. Surprised they didn't block with imp. Surely they want it in the yard. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. All right, well, yeah, those roots should have gone and grabbed a plains, clearly. I mean, what are the odds of just drawing every singular green source in the deck like this by turn 8? Hyper geometric calculator this, why don't you? I just don't know. Why not just attack with the imp, though? Oh, thank goodness. Let's guiding voice here. What do I want to put this on? I probably want to put this on. That, and I guess we're going to get what here? I think I'm just going to get the origin of metal bending. It's possible that the other one was the better choice here. I don't know. I'll destroy target artifact or whatever. Get rid of the sadistic glee. All right. Now that shenanigans is out of here. Let's attack. Totally okay with this. There we go. That was a lot of something going on there. All right, we now have a 3/6. Sure. Another Spring Bloom Druid. Sure. I am so confused at what our opponent's doing here. Or trying to do, I guess. We are going to hit creature see what we get. Ooh, we do have a bunch of cool stuff. See what our opponent wants to do. Now we get to go nutsos. So they still have... Oh, they just conceded the whole match. Okay. Well, that is one of the downsides of being in the two-mans, I guess. Is that instead of going to a game 2, they just want to concede the whole match. Okay. Wow, I cannot believe I drew 6 out of the 7 forests. That is crazy! What is going on? It is absolutely nutter butters. And not in a good way. Oh. All right. Oh. Man, we didn't win the die roll. How dare. Oh, look, now we have the opposite problem. Ha! I think I will also log in this. That's just funny. Sure. Let's see here. I think I'll just get rid of the bond. No. Get rid of an Iron Apprentice. Ugh, another one. Just gonna go up against Grixis Affinity all day, every day, huh? Wow. I Hill Spellbomb, how dare you? Let's see here. What do I want to hit? I think I'm just going to Guiding Voice here and grab an Origin of Metal Bending. Oh, hello. Whenever you cast a spell, mana value 4 or greater, make a Thopter. Opponent going crazy here. Wow. That's pretty epic. That is pretty darn epic. Holy moly. We're gonna destroy you. And we're going to take a bunch of damage. Wow. That's kind of crazy. Why is there no artwork for this dude? Thoughtcast. That is nuts. That's one way to do affinity, right? I mean, they've dumped their entire hand. All right, we don't have that though, which is annoying. I'm gonna have to Winding Way for land here. And we just completely whiffed? Wow. Okay. Again, with I don't think that is the correct card draw for this thing, but I don't know what else it would be. So Weather the Storm is surprisingly nice. I really don't know much else here. Smell Fear, meh. So I do like the removal. Strike, Faithful Watchdogs, fine. I think we can cut one of those. Do that. And this is why we're practicing in the two-mans. Oh, come back here, card preview. Ooh, this requires like... This requires a prayer. This is not going to be good. Let's see. Opponent is mulliganing to 4. Mulligan to 3. I have a feeling they're just scooping and we go to game 3, or they're scooping and just... Yeah. Mulligan to 3. That's crazy. This is not a keepable hand. This is more keepable, I would say. Gonna get rid of a regular Frost. All right, so as early as turn 3, they can go nutsos. Wow, actual island. Huh. So let's see what happens here. Oh, they've just conceded. Cool. Well, that was a bit of a non-game. Let's try it again. Now, we would like to play first. Okay, this is a hand. I think I'm going to mulligan just to see if we can get something a little bit better. Ornithopter. Interesting. Arcbound Mauser. Hello. Actual modular. Wow, and we moved all of those. Wow. Okay. Yeah, definitely need to find a different card draw. Let's do sorcery. Top 5 a library. Eagle and Pauper. Actual factual. Yeah, not blocking just yet. This is going to be interesting. All right. Let's see here. I think I want to get rid of the Thop. We'll just wait. Battle of the Counters, let's go, right? Nihil Spellbomb. Interesting card to see main deck. Another Thought. Okay. It's winding away. All right. Another Thop. I feel like opponents should at least attack in with something so that they can like trade or whatever. Probably could have attacked in with that, but I like having a defensive creature. Okay. No. Okay. They've finally decided to move their counter. Okay. You did it. We've got 5 cards in hand, but nothing to do with it, huh? Another one. Okay. Let's see if opponent does anything here. I like having a few more removal / grindy spells. Nah, we'll just bring in the 1/3 and charm, I guess. Ooh, okay. This is going to be a mulligan. This is better. We'll keep putting back what? Probably a Selesnya Sanctuary, to be quite honest. Vault of Whispers. Okay, so they're not just mono white. Good to know. Village rights? Oh, excuse me. Goodness. Okay, so we are in fact Orzhov. Get in a faithful watchdog. Leonin Squire. Ooh, spicy. Very spicy. Refurbished Familiar. Okay. I think I'm okay getting rid of the Winding Way here. Everything else feels good. Play down a Servant of the Scale. And we'll smell fear. Get rid of this refurbished familiar. Not going to attack because they could just trade with my watchdog, and I don't want that. Shattered Landscape, Mardu. All right, you may in fact ornithopter. I'm assuming you're trying to ninjutsu in the lifelink 3/2? Or what? Well, I'm not blocking. Yep. All right. Jutsu in the 3/2 lifelinker. Did it. Arcbound Mouser. Kitty Cat. Did not replay the Thop. Brave, I would say. Let's put down this dude. And we'll get in for 6. Got it in 1. Yeah. Sometimes having an encyclopedic knowledge of magic cards does come in handy. Sometimes. Oh, village rights. Okay. Sure. Go ahead and take the full 6, buddy. Oh, wait, no, I don't have trample yet. No. Okay, I see what you did. Anyway, womp womp. I just remembered I had this in my hand. I haven't played it out yet. That's going to be next turn. Refurbished Familiar. Ooh, okay. Which one do I put out there? I don't think I put out the Dusk Cell Crawler. Oh, I think I keep the Evolution Witness, so we get rid of the Crawler. Unless they just happen to have another Refurbished Familiar. In which case, kind of screwed. There's the Thop we knew about. Fanatical Offering, okay. Arcbound Mouser, okay. You want to attack with your lifelinker? No, okay. Ooh, this is a little tough now. I feel like I want to Enduring Bond Warrior to make this a 5. Then I can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then these things still don't kill it. But if they have another Refurbished Familiar, I'm kind of screwed. I'm going to play the Evolution Witness. I think this is better long term. And I'm just going to hold back here. They can attack in the air, get in their ninjutsu if they have drawn another one. I'm going to map token the Ambusher, makes sense. Just planes. Okay. Fanatical Offering. Cast down. Okay, so they do have cast downs. Darn. Blacksmith skill. Interesting. All right, they kept it. Sure, I take 2. Now we start getting the Bondkin up to dangerous levels. Where do I want it to go? I think we'll just put it on you. Share the love. It's probably going on to the life linker. It is. All right, so I've used one smell fear. We did bring in the third Thraben charm, so there are ways of dealing with this. Interesting. All right, I think we put out the crawler. Now we hold back our team. We are dead in 4 turns to familiar, but it is possible we draw our removal spells. All right, we do have that. All right, so blacksmith's skill. Sure. Blacksmith's skill gets +2/+2 for an artifact creature, as well as making them hexproof and indestructible. Fun. So they get in for 3 in the air? Oh, they're just doing that. So what can I do here? So they're going to get that up to 8, aka 7. Smell fear. Very nice. Unfortunately, not good enough, huh? Alright, that's it. Nice sideboarding, huh? So we had taken out one of those for the extra Thraben Charm. Is there anything else I would want to bring in? These are essentially part of the wish board, right? Like, do I just bring in one of these instead? So that way I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total hits. Let me just pull out that last one. Let me just start going along. Let's see. Okay. Okay. We can keep this. It's a little slow, but then again, I don't think either of our decks are rocket fast. Good. Another one. Interesting. Thraben Charm my watchdog. Okay. Oof. We'll get in for 3 there, which is fine. Refurbished Familiar. Okay. Ho hum, ho hum. Get rid of the other crawler here. I'd rather get a witness down. Are they going to just use a blacksmith skill so flippantly? They are. Okay. And now we just don't draw lands. That's hilarious. And they got the life linker. Okay. Fantastic. Interesting. Okay. Get rid of the ambusher. What else we got? Fascinating. All right, they hit a bridge. Okay. Let's see, do I get a crawler or a watchdog? Crawler allows me to put up another evolution trigger, which would give me back another crawler, right? I think I will do that. So we're still kind of hurting with the familiar here. They have another ninjutsu. Of course they do. Ugh. I like how it still says that I can adapt. Huh. All right. Good. Good to know. So they're just going to get in with the refurbished familiar again, though. Ornithopter. Okay. Goes to the bin. Arcbound prototype. All right. Lovely. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, huh? Okay, so they're spreading it around. Interesting. Okay. Unit Squire. Okay. Sure. Let's see here. This is getting a little dangerous. Sure. Ah. Nope, you got it. Darn. Okay, well, that was an interesting mirror match of sorts. All right, let's go back to the collection screen here and see what we can do. Winding Way is not the solution. After looking at some card selection things here, it's possible that just Malevolent Rumble is the one that allows us to dig. We really don't go positive on cards, but it does let us get down for some more stuff. So what did we originally have here? We had 2 Hydras and then 2 more lands. So surprisingly there, I don't know, like, it felt like we wanted the lands again after just bumming out on frickin' 3 lands forever and ever. So was the original form of this deck just the better one? I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to come back to this one because something feels like there needs to be some card draw in here, some sort of card advantage other than just hoping to hit Evolution Witnesses. It could just be that we want to find a slot for the 3rd Evolution Witness in here or not, but I don't know. I don't know. What I'm going to do, though, is go grab myself a drink. So I'm going to be right back. But we're going to do this deck next. What we've got here is Selesnya Gates. So you've had Call Gates before. Well, this is a different kind of Call Gates. This is utilizing a whole bunch of recursion from the graveyard. All these creatures can be cast again from the graveyard, essentially. And we're using things like Cash Grab, we're using things like Malevolent Rumble and Midnight Tilling to get stuff to just churn through our deck and then get stuff in hand and get stuff in the graveyard that we can get back cheaply. Things like Prismatic Strands and Battle Screech, and then just, again, sort of beat in with a Gates strategy. This really caught my eye, and I was just like, oh, I gotta try this. I gotta try this. So I'm gonna grab myself a drink here. You guys hydrate as well. And when we're back, we're going to be taking this into the 2-mans and see how this performs as well. All right, so stay tuned, guys. BRB. Boop. Hey guys, I'm back. All right. I was just taking a peek outside as well to see how the roads and stuff were looking in my neighborhood, and we are getting a bit clearer than we were a couple hours ago, so looking good. It's unfortunate that can't have a snow day all that often or for all that long, but it is nice to get a free day every so often. How many inches we got? It's hard to tell. Official reports were saying somewhere in the vicinity 10 inches or so. But the snow that's outside, at least in my neck of the woods, is pretty like drifty. So it likes to be blowing one way or the other, so it's hard to get an actual like measurement. I believe them when they say maybe it was like 10 inches total, but there are places where it's just like, you know, there's 5 inches on the ground, but there are other places where it's like over a foot. So like, I don't know. Maybe it evens out. Anywho, we're going to try this here. This Selesnya gate deck. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. It's going to be fascinating to see how this deck runs without the permission. So we don't have counter spells. We have full playset of Thraben Charms as well as the Prismatic Strands, but we don't have really any permission, but we do have a way to like turbo churn through our deck. We'll see what happens here. So let's go into the two mans here. So we'll change it from Selesnya counters to the Gates deck. Selesnya Gates. And let's start a new match. I understand other areas on the East Coast have gotten quite a bit more snow. So I will still consider this very fortunate for us. That folks in my neck of the woods are not like actually submerged under like 5 feet of snow or something. But one can dream, can't they? I would love being able to not have to go into work for a couple days, just take a breather. That'd be nice. All right, we'll keep this. We don't exactly have the most rocket-powered opener. Contaminated landscape here, okay. This will be interesting to see. Let's put down a Lunarch Veteran. Also, yes, we are running snow-covered plains. I'm not entirely sure why, but the list ran snow-covered, and who am I to argue? Ooh, another fellow fan of the Portal lands. Very nice, very nice. Let's yield through this turn because I don't think there's anything else we can do here. Azorius Chancery. All right. Well, we will play down our Man-or Gate. We will play a Sacred Kata and get in for one. Seeing Azorius Chancery in the landscape makes me feel like this is familiars. And yep, that would be in fact the case. Dang. Let's crack in for one each. Sure. Let's cash grab. What do we want here? Selesnya Guildgate, Anointer Priest. I like Anointer Priest. Another brainstorm from our opponent. They are storming the brains. There was part of me that was really, really tempted to try and do some sort of like snow deck for today. But when I realized that was just like, is it Scred? I just don't care anymore. I just do not care. Ugh. All right, you've got forever blockers. I'm sad about this. All right, so we have that. Lol. Yeah, me too, me too. All right, let's cash grab. We got a Selesnya Guildgate. That's cool. Play that down, and we'll pass the turn. I have a very sneaky feeling that our opponent can just go off and do random shenanigans now. Wow, all the Sunscape familiars, huh? That's wild. Prohibit with kicker. Wow. Okay. Every time I see a familiars deck like this, I wonder, can I do something like this? No, no, I cannot. Well, now we actually have some amount of clock here, but it depends, yep, if they get a Murmuring Mystic. Now, man. Another familiar. They've hit all 4 familiars? What in the world? Hey, bird token. Aw. Sure, I don't care. Okay. Alrighty. And so it begins. Not exactly a deep pool, yeah. There's a whole frickin' 35 cards ever that are common, neither are or care about snow, and one of them is banned. Seems great. So what is Archaeomancer going to get back? Snap. Prohibit. Sure. Oh, they have Ghostly Flicker. All right, we're done. They hit the Ghostly Flicker. Dang. Alrighty. Well, you know what? Guardian of the Guild Pack actually is pretty good here. We'll get rid of those. That's fine. What else do we not exactly care about here? Honestly, I could probably cut a couple of those and like a Battle Screech here. And we'll do that. Oh, you know what? Nihil Spell Bomb probably should come in too. Darn. Dang it. Whatever. Alright, yes, we would like to be on the play. We've got a bunch of strands, Cat Nomad, Gold Meadow. I'm gonna mulligan. Alright, this feels a tiny bit better. Let us get rid of a plains. Alright, we got a Journey to Nowhere. Another one. All right. Muldrifter Hardcast. Yes, you may. All right. Ring Mystic, yaha. There you go. Don't think you can do much about him, but yeah, so this was the F&M promo artwork for the Muldrifter. The OG F&M promo artwork. One, two, three, four, five, six. So they are winning the race currently. Do I want to Thrive and Charm something? The real question is what? I think I just do that. Takes their clock down a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Focus the mind. Draw 3. Okay. Yeah, Muldrifter was a big deal when it came out in Lorwyn. Well, I am glad that I killed one of the Muldrifters, but I have a feeling that Familiars is just too good. When the heck did they cast an Ephemerate? That's what I want to know. I don't even remember them doing that. That's wild. That's so garbage. Of course, they got back the Ephemerate. No. Oh my god. Spell stutter sprite? What? Why? Oh, another ephemerate? Wow. Bye-bye. Decks that I probably should just always just concede to: Golgari Gardens and Familiars. Okay, what do we got this time? All right. This can do stuff and things. Things and stuff. Mountain. Okay. Let's put down a guild gate and pass turn. So if this is mono red, the life gain that we've got is pretty decent. Eventually. Appears like it might be. Honestly, decent blocker for the Epicure. Fiery Temper. Yes, indeed. And it's going to my face. All right. Cool. Neat. Okie dokie. What do I want to do here? I feel like it might be in my best interest to Malevolent Rumble. That way next turn I can at the very least, like, play 2 spells. Yeah. I think this is what we're doing. There we go. And, oh boy, do we have some spicy meatballs that we can do here. We can definitely Anointer Priest into Anointer Priest, or Anointer Priest into Embalming a Sacred Cat. This Nomad actually doing good work. We're not getting pecked by 1 every single time. All right, they've plotted a highway robbery. That is illegal, by the way. Do not plot robberies. It is ill-advised. Nice. All right. We'll do that. Get back. Kato. And what else do we want to do here? I think I'm okay with attacking for 1. Getting in. And then we'll play a cat and play 1 more cat. Well, not cat, but a nomad. Cool. All right, opponent, what shall you do? We shall yield through the turn. They're going to play the robbery. Alms the Vein, that seems like a good card to discard, seeing as how you don't have any black sources. Very nice. Another highway robbery. Okay. Oh, they just scooped the match? Dude. Nah, come on, man. Nah. Nah. Alright. Try it again. Yes. This seems decent. We are able to do stuff and things. Things and stuff. All right. Pass turn. Land go. Land go. Another red deck. Gotcha. Alright, we'll throw down an Anointer Priest. It's either going to eat Bolt, which in that case saves us some life, or it's just going to block this Percussionist, which also saves us some life. Yeah. Okay. You got yourself a Vampire. And another Percussionist. Cool. Alright, Goblin Tomb Braider. That's fine. We shall put down a Lunok Vestron. Pass the turn. They can Goblin Tomb Raider here, which is fine. I'm gonna bolt my priest, sure. That makes sense. Let's get rid of the one dude. Let's see, that costs 4, this costs 2, but also just gets me a 1/1. Let's do that. We'll do this. I did it out of order, unfortunately. That was my bad. Should have played him and then that, and then I would have gained a life. It would be a 15. Darn. Goblin Bushwhacker. You may bushwhack some gobos. Mountain. Okay, they may play mountain. Ginger Brute. Okay, that is definitely a thing. I think I will embalm. Gain back some stuff. The next turn we are battle screeching. Alright, beats bolts. Another bushwhacker. Wow. Dang. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they have one card in hand. Alright, so I have that's unblockable. I'll have to chump and chump. Rally. Okay. Now we're just fully dead, right? Dead 6 ways to Sunday here. So what do? Do I Priz Strands here? This is 3 creatures, right? This is 3. So yeah, I think I have to hold up Prismatic Strands. What? Inventor's Axe. Wow. All right. Okay. Literally did not think any deck played this card. So that is not on my radar. Wow. That's kind of crazy. Okay. Huh. All right, so Guardian's nice against mono red. Is Battle Screech just too slow? Like, do we cut like half and half there? I feel like maybe we just cut half and half. Dust to Dust is a little ambitious. Standard Bearer is not really what we want. Journey Nowhere is very slow. Let's do that. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, that's a perfect hand if we had lands. Mulligan one more time. All right, this seems better. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of Battle Screech. Man, and I feel like I have to get rid of the Guardian too. Let's get rid of the Guardian. Put down the Manor Gate. And then at least turn 2 onward, we have action. An Anointed Priest into Rumble into something. If it eats a bolt, again, that's 3 damage not going to my face. Needing to pay costs. Oh, okay. Okay. Darn Epicure. Phenomenal. All right. Let's Malevolent Rumble first. All right, now we can get a Guardian. That gets us this guy. What is our plan here? I feel like our plan is gate. Gate. Next turn we get to untap with a Guardian of the Guild Pact and like a Lunarch Veteran in play. Interesting, they got rid of a synth. Alright. Okay. So let's sacrifice you. Boom, boom, boom. Guardian. Oh, I did that out of order again, didn't I? Darn. I'm so bad. I felt like this is the most important thing to do. It is, but technically sequencing matters. Learn from my mistakes, folks. Learn from my mistakes. This would have gained me a life. I'd be up at 18. It would have mattered. Inventor's Axe. Okay, so they're going all in on the Ginger Brute. Which makes sense. All right, Dawnbringer Cleric also seems pretty good. Let's see here. So first things first, let's get you back. That's nice. Now, do we Thraben Charm the Ginger Brute now? It is possible. But I think we just ship. Why? Because we can kill this when they've attacked, so they can't re-equip immediately. Galv Blast, okay. Alright, so unfortunately that probably removes our Anointer Priest. Oh, goes straight for us. Okay, cool. All right, we are absolutely gaining life with this neuter. We'll attack for 4 and start to turn the corner. At least hopefully we do. Now they blood token. That's fine. They can suit up the Epicure with the Inventor's Axe. Again, I'm kind of okay with this because it just trades for a cat. Goblin Tomb Raider. Okay. That could get the axe. Oh, another Goblin Tomb Raider. Fancy. Very fancy. Goblin Bushwhacker. Okay. That was a very good draw for our opponent. Alright, so we're going to block Sacred Cat on you. Anointer Priest on you, and then take 6. Very nice. All right, we are getting there. We're getting there. All right, opponent goes in. Oh, haven't gotten to blocks yet. Thank you. End the festivities. Very nice. Okay. Okay. Pretty nice. Let's get in there for a 3. All right. Now we're both in top deck mode, and I'm pretty sure our board is better than our opponent's board right now. Okay. We'll flash back our Anointer Priest. Gaining a life in the process. Very nice. Yeah, we'll just see what happens. They're dead to the Guardian, essentially. Yep. All right. That's pretty nice. All right. I think we're just going to run it back. That felt pretty good. It could be possible that Battle Screech just gets out for the Rumbles now. I'm not sure about that. Okay, this is a hand that has some dudes and a Prismatic Strands, which is not bad. I can keep this. Ginger Brute, okay. Can basically tax them 1 mana every turn by playing out the Nomad first. Oof, another Strands. Good to see it. Alright, so next turn we are playing one of the gates. You know, gate, veteran, pass, and then... I don't know, we'll see what happens next. Burning Tree. Alright, this could be a good turn for them. Axe. Onto Ginger Brute, I'm assuming. Yep, onto Ginger Brute. Alright, makes sense. Wow, that's gonna be crazy. All right, let's do that. Wow, Inventor's Axe on a Ginger Brute. Fascinating little tech there. I feel like that's not a normal thing, but that is really cool. Are they just going to get in for the guaranteed 3? Oh, they're going in for the whole spiel. Neat. Okay. Relic. Oh, okay, okay. Makes sense. All right, slow hand has gotten even slower right now, so let's see if we can get through this. It looks like they don't have any other creatures right now. Which is kind of good, but also kind of scary. Let's Malevolent Rumble. See if we can get something nice. All right, so we can get a Plains here. And we can get a cat or a nomad back. The question is, do they pop relic or do they just target player exile? Ooh, very pretty artwork. Yeah, let's get in for 1. We're not going to make any headway if we sit back here. Gingerbrute is essentially unblockable until we find one of our removal spells. Oh, that's not any better. Yeah, first time seeing the new Kithkin token. That's very interesting. Not gonna lie, I kind of miss the OG Kithkin token, but for a green-white one, this makes sense. All right. Huh. Okay. Sure. I feel like they forgot to do a thing. Okay. Let's anoint her priest. Do that. Get in there. Have to gain that life. Kitty. Pat the kitty. Pet pet. Ooh, Goblin Tomb Raider. Alright. Getting frisky. They're going to put the axe on the Tomb Raider. Interesting. Okay. Sure. Oh, that's just excellent, honestly. But I feel like I'm going to have to do something a little bit different here. Oh. Okay. Yup. Alrighty. Kitty cat is going to get hurt. Following turn, guild pack is going to be pretty decent. Sure. All right, they finally got rid of relic. They're going to just go both in, huh? Yeah, because I will eliminate the Tomb Raider if that's the case. Galv Blast me. Okay. Galv Blast me. All right, you just have the Wind End. Darn. Wow. All right. Well, that didn't work out. Another match. Gar, we lost the die roll again. Bar. This hand really does nothing. It could be good though. I'm interested in seeing what kind of a hand that will be playing from the graveyard looks like. So maybe we take this and we experiment. Swamp. Okay, so this is like black burn, black discard sort of thing. Or it could be Orzhov. This could be Orzhov like core Skyfisher shenanigans. Alright, let's get a Selesnya Guildgate down. Oddly enough, pretty nice that this is going to turn into an enchantment creature that we can get rid of. Oh my god, that's huge. Ghoul draws Vampire. Wow. Haven't played that card since Zendikar Limited. This is a house, by the way. This card is insane. Let's start rumbling. What do I want to do here? I think I want to veteran. All right, we can't play anything else right now, but that's fine. That is fine. Oh, Intimidate. How I miss you. Didn't get in for one? Really? For shame. Alright, so that's... Alright, I can sequence things, I swear. No, I have to do it this way, don't I? Malevolent Rumble again. And what do I want to do? I feel like I want to get a Sacred Cat. Yeah. All right, we can't flash back Battle Screech right now because it needs white creatures specifically. But the rest of this is going to be really nice. Yeah. All right, this coming turn we play a gate. And we can theoretically just Battle Screech to our heart's content here. Because this thing is like not a problem. This thing we can block. Oh, they've just conceded. Okay. Let's see here. I feel like Guardian of the Guild Pact is a good idea. Just take that out. Yeah, we'll do that again. It's possible that we want Journey to Nowheres as additional removal. But I don't know what else I would trim, really. I kind of like the idea of still having Battle Screeches in the deck to flip over. Okay. Alright, I don't like having both the battle creatures in my opening hand. This one's a little bit better. We'll get rid of a mana gate, just one less click. Changeling Outcast, okay. Sure. Well, if that is going to be the case, we will get a Lunarch Veteran down and start gaining some life, provided they don't kill it with a Defile or something. I block. Oh, wait. No! How dare. Like that, it still gives me the option during the block step to try and block the thing. Doesn't work like that. Ooh, morsel theft. Ooh, okay, okay, okay. Good old Prowl. Okay. Alright, did not get an untapped land, but you get to play out a kitty cat. Yeah. Come on, get in there. And you got lands all over the place, man. All right. No blocks. Village rights. Really? Sure. We'll just yield through the rest of this turn. Soul Reap. Wow. Okay. Fascinating. All right, let's rumble. See if we can hit a land. We do not. We do not. Just grab you, I guess. We'll gain a life. Let's get in for one. Our opponent does not have pressure on me just yet. Soul Reap. Such a fascinating card. Vampire's Kiss, okay. Another Soul Reap, wow. Us getting stuck on lands too is just like really bad. All right, we can finally hit our third land drop on turn 4. What's the thing we would like to do here? Like the idea of playing out Anointer Priest. It's the most mana efficient. I kind of like playing out the two things here, because at least that way there's like not much you can do. I could bring back Lunarch Veteran, and I think that's what I will do. Opponent is tanking here. If they have a snuff out for the Sacred Cat, I don't know what world I'm living in. heal through this turn. Pass. God, I hope we draw another land. We are playing what? 22 lands? Yeah, we're playing 22 lands. So this is a bit of an anomaly. Tyrant's Choice. Starting with you, each player votes for death or torture. If death gets more votes, torture gets more votes, or the vote is tied. Yeah, it's got to be torture. Do you have another Soul Reap in hand? Sovereign Bite. Wow. Mono Blackburn. And somehow we've just not been able to gain enough life. That is crazy. So that's loses life. This is loses life. So it's not even damage. It's not something Prismatic Strands can help against, which is wild. All right, let's get back a Thraben Cat. Get back another Thraben Cat. And gosh, I don't even know where to begin here. Hope they don't have something in hand that deals 3 to us. Prismatic Strands specifically says all damage. Again, loss of life is not damage. Wow. Morsel theft, man. Been a while. All right, maybe they've fizzled. Maybe they've run out of gas. Oh, things are looking good. For us, I hope. Very nice. All right, so Prismatic Strand's really not doing much for us. Before we get to insane, let's attack for some lifelink. Let's Rumbale. Ooh, very nice. All right, we'll get you. And we will anoint our priest. So now we've got more ways of gaining a life to stay afloat. Night Market Lookout. When this creature becomes tapped, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Ooh boy. Now let's get you back already. Again, gain some life. Is it wise? What is there that deals direct damage to us? I don't think. All right, so Changeling Outcast does. It does lose 3 life, gain 3 life. Let's attack with those guys. If he blocks a cat, cool. If he blocks here, we gain another life. Another Anointer Priest Basilisk Gate sounds freaking amazing. Hello. Unfortunately, Disturbed is not a token. It is just the backside of the card. We're at 11 though, so things are looking up for us. This can attack and just get chumped and traded with. And we win. Woo. All right, let's do one more. I'm going to do one more with Selesnya gates here. Oh, cannot join this game? What? Hello? Magic, what are you doing? Here we go. All right. That's a lot of lands and not a lot of anything else. Let's mulligan. All right, this looks nice. Honestly, I'll get rid of those snow-covered plains. This will be cool. Ooh, okay, so we're up against Black Sack. Not great for us. We will have to block their tall dudes with tokens. Wait, didn't attack? Okay. I am confuzzled. I'm confoozled. Mortician Beetle. Okay. Bloodthorn Vampire. Okay. Sure. Now they attack with the two of them. All right. Oh. Music go out? No, it just started new on the playlist. Gotcha. Sure, I guess. Not exactly liking this now that they've got both the beetle and a sack outlet. It's not looking good. They could literally have just like lands in hand, and this is still a really good board for them. Nope, they're going just straight to combat. Cool. All right. Huh. Sure. Bum 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 bum. I don't know what to choose. Just gonna Dawnbringer Cleric here, and I feel like gaining the 2 life is actually more important. Let's see here. So that's 3. We can Thraben Charm that. All right. That's pretty good. That was very lucky for us. Carrion feeder. Okay. And a shambling ghast. Hmm. Yeah, I'm okay with that being an auto yield. 3/1 insect. Getting in there. I feel like the target now is carrion feeder. Let's cash grab here. What can we get? Sure. So we have a couple prismatic strands down there. That's good. We are, however, going to anoint a priest. I have a feeling that they can essentially swing for a big amount of damage right now. What are they going to do? -1/-1, or make a treasure? They're going to make a treasure? Sure. What's it going to be, opponent? All right, they're getting in with the flyer again. Okay. And if we can get a lifelink going on here, that'd be sweet. All right, I think I'm okay with that. Sucks that we got another Thribbon Charm down in the yard. I'd really like to get rid of the Carrion Feeder. I don't know if this is the list that plays the was it Consuming Rights or whatever it is? I would like to find a lifelinker. Another Basilisk Gate or a Lunarch Veteran. Second Basilisk Gate makes every attack pretty freaking nice. But, again, what can we do? I think we get back the Basilisk Gate. Play that. Back the Lunarch Veteran. Play Nomad. So what we're going to do here is hopefully get in a bunch of damage flying wise. Ooh, they got rid of the insect. Fascinating. I was not expecting that, honestly. Another Village Rites. Okay, so they're just restocking their hand? That's aggressive. Oh Oh my god, I think have they used all their draw spells? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Almost. I think they normally run 6, if I'm not mistaken. 2, 3. And then 1, 2. Okay, they have a beetle. Gotcha. Accursed Marauder. Okay. Okay. That's fine. Waiting to pay costs. Another carrion feeder. All right. Sure. Okay. All right, we'll gain back some life. Always yield, always yield. And we'll put some power on you. And get in for 7. Build rights, okay. Nested Shambler, okay. I'm going to take a quick peek back at my list here. Consuming rights, is that what it's called? What was it called? No. Black sack. Right of consumption. All right. Deals damage equal to sacrifice creature's power to target player or planeswalker. Okay. Unearth. Sure. Another one. I think I can afford taking that. And I believe that is Xaxes. It is. Yay! Haha! Again, sideboarding. Journey Nowhere's really, really good. Guardians Guild Pact, also pretty decent, but they are running a Curse Marauders, which makes it a little less great. Nihil Spell Bomb, also pretty decent, I would say. I think we can safely cut one of those. One of you. Take out an Anointer Priest. I don't think that's really doing what we want to do. Not now at any rate. Okay. Alright, this is a slower hand. It has a bit of removal. I'm not upset about. But is it good enough? I think we will keep. Alright, we'll put down a gate and pass the turn. Hopefully we draw untapped land. If not, just another gate and pass. Carrion Feeder, good target, good target. I like it. Come on, untapped land. Come on, untapped land. But oh, darn. Oh well. Next turn, gadget. Next turn. Love the Duskmourn lands. Very thematic, I feel. Let's just yield. Get hit for 3, I'm assuming. Yeah. All right, Nest Shambler. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go Guildgate, and we're just going to pop this off now. It is very possible that they have, you know, Not Dead After All or whatever it is. And they can sack their own Carrion Feeder and save it, essentially. But it's also very possible that they don't. Looks like they... Oh, they're just going to sack it to draw cards. That I am also okay with. I'm going to draw a lot of cards. Oh my gosh. All right. Spellbomb is nice. What am I going to do here? I think I'm going to get out an Anointer Priest. This at least stems the tide a little bit, and I can also just wing out the Spellbomb. This gate can come down later with black. Actually, I probably could have played that now as black. Whatever. I doubt that little micro optimization is going to matter in the short term. Chances are opponent attacks with Sage into Priest, Shrey's, and now they got a 1/1 flyer that I can't deal with. At least not easily. Can I just point out how goofy this artwork is? This artwork is goof-tacular. I love it. Opponent. Tragic slippage. All right. You may, in fact, do that. You can get in for 2 damage. Come on, what would you like to do, opponent? Probably attack for 2. Okay, they do attack for 2. Good choice, good choice. Right, Journey of Nowhere. That one I'm going to do as black. I believe I'm totally fine with. Let's do Anointer Priest number 2. Gonna hold this for something actually useful. Sure. Mortician Beetle. Okay. Another Mortician Beetle. Okay. The third Mortician Beetle. Folks, this is getting out of hand. All right, let's cash grab. Oof, I do like that. Very nice, very nice. All right. Okay, so we've gained back some life. We have blockers. We have prismatic strands in the yard. Things are looking up. Get rid of a veteran. It gains us some even more life. And we'll just let those go. Okay. Get rid of one of your dudes. All right, we're just gonna kick back, relax, and see what happens. We're keeping up our Nihil Spell Bomb with, you know, kicker here. Corrupted Conviction, okay. Totally fine. Infestation Sage, also totally fine. If you think about it, the Exile Zone is just Detroit. I mean, you are not wrong. You don't want to be sent to Detroit. Yeah, probably could have blocked there too. Whatever. Oh, very nice. All right, we are finally getting in there. Hi, Ceylon. Thank you. How's it going, man? Good to see you. Good to see ya. Oh, that's right. I played the Basilisk Gate this turn. No! How dare you? In there, in the air. Is this the second league you're doing? Actually, I have not done any leagues today. I've just been putzing around in the two-mans. So yesterday, on Sunday, I kind of splurged a bit and spent my my stream money on going into the Pauper Challenge for the day. One of the big tournaments that happens on Magic Online every so often. So don't really have the money to spend this week on leagues. So I'm just doing the freebies and the two-mans here. Okay. You may in fact do that. I love the warp thing around there. That looks so cool. So we've been playing a bunch of Selesnya decks today. This is the second of the Selesnya decks that we've done today. Ooh, okay. Fascinating. Huh. Okay. Very interesting. So the first Selesnya deck that we did was a counters deck. So it was like a bunch of cheap 1/1s and stuff. Oh, they just decided, no, they couldn't get through it. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. All right. So here, I'll go back to the window here and show you what we're playing. This was the deck we were just on. We were playing White-Green Gates, Selesnya Gates. And this is a deck that is playing the new Kithkin here. That is essentially like copies 5 through 8 of Sacred Cat. Super stoked that Premodern's making this way on the Moto. Yeah, same here. It's gotten me interested in trying to build one in paper, and I'm like just a couple cards short of it. But I have a mono white weenie Premodern deck, like I'll say like 90% built. I had a lot of the cards, but a few of the stragglers I've been waiting on, especially with the storm that's been going through, what with being East Coast USA. It's going to be a while. That's all good. So we've got our graveyard recursion plus tokens strat here, which gets supercharged by all the sort of like graveyard dig spells like Cash Grab, Malevolent Rumble, and a single Midnight Tilling. And then you just pump up some of those flyers with Basilisk Gate and go to town. Super good. I have a suggestion for a Selesnya deck if you're willing to build it. Okay. None at the moment. This is actually probably going to be calling it here, honestly. Unfortunately. I got some other stuff I got to do. Things I got to dig out before dinner tonight. But it's all good. Maybe next stream. Maybe next stream. That was the Gates deck, which we just played. This one felt pretty good. This one felt pretty good. What was the other one we had here? Selesnya counters. Ooh, not that one. This one. Selesnya counters. So this was essentially like a modular deck, but minus the fact that they're, you know, artifact creatures. This is every single creature can put its counters on another creature when it dies. And we play like a lessons package here with Guiding Voice, so we can get some additional removal or naturalize effects or life gain. Really interesting deck concept. Problem that it needs card draw. And I tried it with Winding Way, didn't work out. So this needs some extra card draw. You still want the Selesnya deck? Oh, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that next stream. No problem. Just remind me, and we'll do that. We'll put that together next stream. Yeah. But yeah, unfortunately, I've been streaming for a hot minute, and I need to do IRL things. Ugh. I know. I wish I could stick around and do some more stuff, like with the brew or whatnot, but yeah, it's going to be a rough week with all this snow stuff. So I've got phone calls I've got to make, stuff that I got to do. Yeah, I'm just lucky. You know, there's places out there that got much worse from the storm than I did, power outages and whatnot. So I'm, you know, counting my blessings, I'm counting myself lucky. And to those that are still stuck in the snow, be safe. You know, don't do anything stupid. And you know, just take things slow. We'll all get there. It'll thaw out eventually. But with that, guys, I'm going to say that's it for me. Thank you all so much for joining me on this journey today. It was fun. Really nice to see some new decks, some new fringe brews, and hopefully next week we will play some more exciting Magic. Yeah. But yeah, that's it from me, your local Cat Slime. And I'm going to be wishing all of you all a good rest of your day. And bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.